The movie opens up with a scene set in the near future, and humanity is preparing to launch an attack on the homeworld of an alien race called the Formics, who had attacked Earth and killed millions. The Formic invasion was stopped by Mazer Rackham, who crashed his F-35 Lightning II into a Formic queenship at the apparent cost of his life. Over the course of 50 years, gifted children are trained by the International Fleet to become commanders of a new fleet for this counterattack. 12-year-old cadet Andrew Ender Wiggin, Asa Butterfield, draws the attention of Colonel Hiram Graff and Major Gwen Anderson with his aptitude in simulated space combat. They order the removal of his monitor, signifying the end of the cadet program. Ender is attacked by Stilson, a bully student he defeated in the combat sim, but Ender fights back and severely injures him. Ender confesses his grief to his older sister Valentine, but is harassed further by their older brother Peter. That evening, while the family is having dinner, Graff arrives to reveal he was being tested and is still part of the program. Graff brings Ender to battle school, an orbiting space station in Earth's orbit, placing Ender with other cadets his age, but treats him as extraordinary, ostracizing him from the others. The movie is way too kind, and the drama suffers from it. It has too much plot and so little runtime, resulting in serious pacing issues, thus not looking remotely close to as grand as it should. However, outside of these elements, the most crucial problem regarding the movie is the matter of tone and characterization. The characters constantly talk about how mean they can be, but their actions suggest otherwise. Among other studies, the cadets are placed in squads and perform training games in a zero-gravity battle room. Ender quickly adapts to the games, devising new strategies older students have not seen yet. Graff reassigns Ender to Salamander Army, led by Commander Bonzo Madrid, a short, bitter, but intimidating squad leader. Bonzo, believing that Ender is inept due to his size, prevents him from training with the rest of the squad. Another cadet, Petra Arcanian, takes Ender and trains him privately. While Bonzo is aware of this, he does not take any action against Petra. In one match, Bonzo orders Ender to stay behind, while the rest of the Salamander Army fights another team. However, seeing Petra in trouble, Ender comes to her aid and helps the Salamander Army win. After the match, Bonzo is humiliated by the other students and threatens Ender if he embarrasses him again. Despite the obvious be-all-you-can-be subtext, Ender's game manages to make these training sequences compelling without veering into pro-military propaganda, doing so by focusing on the interpersonal dynamics between the various squad members. Meanwhile, Ender plays a computerized mind game set in a fantasy world aimed to present difficult choices to the player. In one situation, Ender creates an outside-the-box solution to overcome a seemingly unsolvable problem. Later, he encounters a Formic in the game, and then a simulated version of Valentine entering the ruins of a castle. Inside, he finds another image of Valentine, but as he nears, it turns into an image of Peter before the game ends. Graff promotes Ender to his own squad, made up of other students that have gained Ender's trust. They are put in increasingly difficult battles. In one match against two other teams, including Bonzo's squad, Ender devises a novel strategy of sacrificing part of his team to achieve a goal, impressing Graff. Bonzo accosts Ender in the bathroom after the match, but Ender fights back, and Bonzo falls during the struggle, seriously injured. Distraught over this, Ender prepares to quit battle school, but Graff has Valentine speak to him and convince him to continue. Ender is not a nice kid who happens to do bad things because the circumstances call for it, but the movie makes him seem that way, and that softens both the character and the story, which is a huge difference from the books. Viewers who've never read the book might never know that this change has been made, but they ought to, because it goes a long way toward explaining why the movie feels so much like other science fiction and fantasy novels with young or young-ish heroes. The film softens up Card's characters. The hero's teachers are too approachable, his child-aged friends too friendly. The movie doesn't trust the audience to stomach the book's tough-minded message. Graff takes Ender to humanity's forward base on a former Formic planet near their homeworld. There, Ender meets Rackham, who explains how he spotted the shared mind nature of the Formics to stop the attack 50 years ago. Ender finds that his former squad members are also here to help him train in computerized simulations of large fleet combat. Rackham puts special emphasis on the fleet's molecular detachment device that is capable of disintegrating matter. Ender's training is rigorous, and Anderson expresses concern they are pushing Ender too fast, but Graff notes they have run out of time to replace Ender. So much youthful energy on screen makes Ford seem tired and weary by comparison. Still, it's a treat to discover Han Solo all buttoned up and back to do more space battles. The movie shows a sleek, stylish future, expressed through the sleek production design and all the customs on deck. Ender's final test is monitored by several of the fleet commanders. As the simulation starts, Ender finds his fleet over the Formic homeworld and is vastly outnumbered. He orders most of his fleet to sacrifice themselves to protect the MD long enough to fire on the homeworld. The resulting chain reaction burns over the surface of the planet, killing the entire population. The simulation ends, and Ender believes the test is over. But the commanders restart the video screens, showing that the destruction of the Formic homeworld was real, and Ender had been controlling the real fleet this time. Despite Graf's assurance he will be known as a hero, Ender is furious as he feels responsible for the annihilation and that everyone will remember him as a killer. As Ender struggles with his emotions, he recognizes one of the Formic structures nearby similar to the ruined castle from the game, and believing they were trying to communicate with him, races out towards it. He follows the path set by the game and encounters a dying Formic queen. The queen acknowledges Ender's role in the genocide of their race, but that he simply wanted peace in the long term and forgives him. The queen later gives Ender a queen egg that it had been protecting. After the war, Ender is promoted to admiral, given a small ship, and left to his own devices. In a letter to Valentine, he tells her that he is going into deep space, determined to form a new Formic colony with the queen egg. Because the movie has a quota of plot points he has to check off in a relatively short period of time, the strongest scenes in Ender's game are the ones in which the movie quits watching the clock for a bit and allows Ender to take time to explore his world. His battle room training sessions are one such example. Unfortunately, the movie hobbles these scenes too, by having characters verbally explain what's happening rather than simply show us. When Ender learns how to freeze his opponents with a laser light gun, Hood doesn't show us Ender's friend's legs stiffen, he just has Ender's friend exclaim, "My leg's frozen," after Hood's camera crash zooms in and out of his spacesuit's pant leg so that we can see the suit tightening up on a molecular level. A few of the film's more special effects intensive sequences look cheap, but even its relatively impressive looking space battles are underwhelming because Hood rarely lets viewers get lost in Ender's world. All in all, the movie presents itself as an anti-bullying allegory writ on the largest possible scale. Ender's game frames an interstellar battle between mankind and pushy ant-like aliens called Formics, in which Earth's fate hinges on a tiny group of military cadets, most of whom haven't even hit puberty yet. At face value, the film presents an electrifying Star Wars scenario, that rare case when an epic space battle transpires entirely within the span of 2 hours, while at the same time managing to deliver a higher pedagogical message about tolerance, empathy, and coping under pressure. Also, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more videos like this in the future. As always, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.